So again, good morning. Welcome everyone to this session by the Netminion Solution. My name is Radhe Verma, and you can see my expertise over here on the screen. Today we will be exploring about the Python, and we will see why Python is needed for the network automation. Okay, so we need to understand that currently there is a paradigm shift. Okay, nobody is now going for the CLI, because it is not scale very much. So whether you are in the networking, you are in the security, you are in the cloud automation or wherever, and whatever vendor you are doing, like if you are Cisco, Juniper, Palo Alto, AWS, whatever, Python act as a universe language, and any of the Python library, because there is something named as library in the Python, and those libraries are so much existing in the environment that you can use some of the library for some of the vendors. So if you need to push a single line configuration, or if you need to push a bulk of the configuration on thousands of the devices simultaneously, for sure, Python will be there. Not only this, for your career growth, if you are aware that industry is moving towards from the network engineer to the network automation engineer, right? So Python is needed over there as well. Why I am talking about Python while starting? It's not only the Python. Okay, believe me, there are a lot of things which you can learn about. But why I'm starting with Python is because Python is your open source. Okay, which means free of any cost you can use it. For sure, it is increasing the popularity, and it is fastest growing language in terms of number of developers, in terms of libraries, in terms of big giants who are using it. If you talk about Google, NASA, Dropbox, YouTube, even these kind of giants are also using these, Python as a supporting language, not as a full language, I will say. Okay, then now, as I told you, it's not only the theory today. We will be moving to the practical, and it's a complete course, crash course for 1 hour or so, where I will be creating these all things, including some labs, okay, with you people. So before going ahead, I am opening something named as Visual Studio Code. This is Visual Studio Code. Okay. So what is this? This is bit like a, you can say, bit like application which provide a comprehensive set of tools and software for the development. Think of it as a rich environment for writing, for debugging your Python code, like with respect to the simple, like text editor. It's not like that. So what you need to do, if you just go to the, when you just install this Visual Studio Code, here you need to search for the Python, and you can see there are so many Python, extensions over there, but you only need to select for the Python, and you need to install it. You can see this is currently installed into my PC. So I need not to install it again. But yes, you first time need to install Python in your PC. Then once this Python is installed, you can open a folder, or maybe you can just, open a new file. So what I'm doing is I'm going there and I'm creating a new file. This file will be the Python file. And for sure, you can see there are different views which you can able to see from here. Okay. So if you like some of the view, you can select it. So I am just saving. This is a first file. So I am just saying first file. Okay. And just making it as a comment. This is a comment, and Control S to save this. And here, when you wanted to save, you can select some kind of PC, like, sorry, path. What I'm doing, I'm going to the desktop, I'm going into the Python Gen 26 folder, and I'm saving there. Okay, so this is my first file, which is saved in the IDE. and this integrated development environment is Visual Studio Code, but there can be multiple IDs available in the market. You can choose any as per your choice, but Visual Studio Code is a lightweight IDE and really very comprehensive with respect to the commands, and like I feel like good to use it. That is the reason I am using it. Now, in Python, you need to understand that there are couple of the data types which occurs. Like if I am saying 0, 0 is an integer. If I'm putting 12, 12 is an integer. Okay, so these are something named as integers. 0, 1, 2, bit like that, huh? Like 100. These are what? These are the example of integers. Similarly, there can be something like in the decimal values, like 3.2, 1.5, blah, blah, blah. These all are things are named as floats. Okay, these are the I am talking about data types, and you should be aware about when you are using Python that there is some data types which you need to use. Then there is something named as strings, and these strings are like bit like your like 192, 168, 1.1. What is that? That is a string. Okay, so 192, 168.1.1. This is an example of a string. Okay, strings always enclosed either in the single quotes or in the double quotes. So this is the example of strings. So there are different data types in the Python. So let me just introduce with the data type. With data type, let me just take some variable. Here is the left hand side is the variable. So I can give any variable name. So it can be like string example. So this is my variable name. And here what I am saying, 192.168.1.1. So this is a string example that where I am storing one IP address. And I can give any name. So I can give the variable name which is resembling to my value. So I am giving the name as IP. And in the IP, I am giving the string which is 192.168.1.1. If I need to print something, print is a function, inbuilt function. If you see, when I am writing down something and after that, when I'm enclosing it, can you see there is some value which is appearing over here? This is the beauty of IDE, where it is telling like what you wanted to do with the print value will be like this. They are giving you know all of the examples. If you see, if I need to just print this IP address, okay, very small program, I can just run this and you can see 192.168.1.1 is printed out. Now, similarly, if I need to print something else, like in the end, I need to print something like a string, and I need to say, hello, this is an automation crash course for creating the lab using Python. So this is something like using print, we can print any of the string. And if you see, the value is 192.168.1.1, which is coming from the line number 7. That is also a print statement. And from line number 8, where I am hard coding some string. Okay. So that is how you can utilize your print statement from your code. I hope it is okay. Any questions so far? No? Okay. Similarly, using print, I can just see what is the type of variable A, or A is not existing. What is the type of variable IP? So there is a variable named as IP. What is the type for that? I can make it as commented using Control K plus C is the shortcut. Okay. And I just wanted to print out the type of the IP. And if I will just run this program, you can see this belongs with the string. That is good. If I am just saying IP equal to 1, and now I wanted to, check the type should be integer. You can see the type is integer. If I am saying IP is 1.5, what is the type of this IP, it is shown as float. So these are different data types. Like if I will use like this 1.5, but since it is enclosed with the double quotes, it will convert it to a string. Okay, because this is a syntax of a string. Now, if I will make like that, it means this is a list. List is the a combination of different objects. Okay, and if I will check the type of it, you can see this is shown as the list. So it can be like this, which is bit like a tuple. Okay, tuple is again a collection of, it is a sequence type where you can collect multiple of the objects. I will be explaining about that in a moment. But if you see the type now, it is showing as float. Okay, why? Because I didn't do like that. Oh, great. Why not tuple? Okay, so here you can see this is shown as tuple. So there can be multiple of the, object data types in the Python. I hope you get a glimpse of it, how, data types are occurring in the Python. And since there are different data types, the order of operations like arithmetic operation, if you talk about, or any operation will be different for different data types. Like if I have a number 1, which is 5, I have a number 2, which is 7. And if I wanted to print the sum of them, like num1 plus num2, okay, the sum will be what? You people are aware, the total of 5 and 7, which will lead to the 12, right? Whereas if these numbers are not integers, okay, I can convert it into like this 5, which is a string. I just talked about it. And second number, I am converting it into again a string, because string and integer cannot be added. And now if I wanted to do the same calculation again, the answer will be 57. And the reason is, here it is doing the string concatenation. It is writing down 5 and it is writing down 7. It is not adding them, because strings cannot be added up, right? Like if I give another example, I can say Python, and here I can say automation. And again, I will run this program. It will show me Python automation. So it is what it is doing. It is concatenating the string. String cannot be added with each other. So that is how your arithmetic operation, depending upon the data type, will behave differently for different situation. Similarly, if I show you here that number is equal to 10, let us say, and number 2 is equal to 5, and if I am saying num1 into num2, as you people are aware, this is a simple calculation. It will be 10 into 5, which will be 50. So answer will be 50 for sure. But here I am saying num is equal to 10. Now this 10 is what? This 10 is a string. And when I am multiplying 10 by 5, it means I am repeating 10 5 times. So string behave differently. You can see this is just, uh, telling you the value of 10 5 times. So depending upon the data type in the Python, the calculation will be separate. And why I am telling you? Because during your program, which we will be creating after some time, okay, your behavior will change depending upon the data type. So data type is really very important. You should be aware about the data type. I hope you people are getting a glimpse how data type works. So I'm giving you again one stuff over here, which we will be utilizing soon in our program. So let us say there is a project. Project is a variable, and the value of the project is, maybe I am saying, network automation. Then I am saying number of devices. I'm just saying that, okay, how many number of devices are there? So I am taking a variable. The variable name is number of devices, and the value is in true, 10. Okay. So This is how I can just give something like how many, what is the project name, what is the number of devices. Now what I can do, I can print something here to give this answer to my maybe users. I can say starting the project with name, and the name is stored into a variable named as project. So I am saying over there with the device count, and the device count is in the num of the device here. Okay. Now, if I will print this statement, you can see it is saying starting with the project with the name network automation. So whatever the project name was there, okay, it is now replaced over there with the device count 10. So that is how you can utilize print statement as per your requirements while you need to give some answer to the users. So you need to understand when you are writing down a Python script, you are not writing it for yourself. You are writing for somebody else. Or maybe that script can be run by operation team, or maybe by support team, or maybe by an knock team, or maybe we can say some operational team who are not well technical enough, but you are creating a script and you are handing over to them. So when script will run, you need to show a particular message to them so that they can understand what this script is doing and how this script will work, or what will be the output of the script. And to provide that kind of message, we will use a function which is an inbuilt function. These things are named as a function, by the way, because this is a crash course where I need to talk about a lot of things. So for sure, I cannot go into the deep, but I am giving you an overview, okay, so that you people can able to understand how it works, how Python can be utilized for your networking, or maybe security, maybe cloud, maybe F5, or whatever device or vendor name you take, you can utilize Python over there. Okay. So I am utilizing a inbuilt function, but don't worry. Let me tell you how the function work, and we can create our own functions also. Let me give you a glimpse of that in a moment. Okay. So I hope so far you should not have any doubt. If you have, please, you can ask. Otherwise, let me tell you something more. Now, you need to understand when you write down some code into the maybe in Cisco routers, what you do, you just find out some BGP configuration like this, and it's B, and all the BGP configuration will be there. Why? Because you write down like this, router BGP 10, and then whatever is there, there is one space, and whatever maybe is the command, okay, maybe like this. This will be after one space. This space is something named as indentation in Python. So in Python, indentation is absolutely a fundamental syntax which understands the structure of your code. And in Python, there is 4 space indentation, ideally what we are giving as per the Puppet style guide of Python. So if I need to write down something, I will use the indentation. Like I am giving you an example. Okay. Let me maybe comment it out. I am giving you an example. Let us say I have a IP, and this IP address is 172.16.1.1. Any IP address, okay? I am not dealing with IP. Now I wanted to check if IP is starts with, okay? I just wanted to check that either it is start with 192, okay? And when I need to check something and I am using if statement, you can see when I am putting enter, there is 4 line of code, 4 line of space, which is already there. And I can say print, this is true, okay? Or I can say here, IP address starts with 192. Otherwise, I can print a statement, thanks and goodbye. So if statement, I am checking something using if, that either this statement is true or no. If statement will be printed out here, this will get executed only if the value is true. So currently this value is not true. And the reason is why? Because it is starting with what? 172, not with 192. In that case, the line 27 will be bypassed and the line 28 will be printed out. Let me show you. So you can see there is thanks and goodbye. Line 27 is not correct. But if I will say it as 172 or maybe 192, okay, and here I am changing the value as 192. And if I will run it again, in this case, because line number 26 is true, so line number 27 will be get executed, and you can see it is showing you the answer that IP address starts with 192, and for sure line number 28 is out of the if statement. How you can see? Using the indentation. So if this statement is the part of if, I need to give like this. So now there are two statements in the if. So if my value is not starting with maybe it's only 12, I am making the result as false. And since it is false, none of my statements, which is line number 27 and 28, will be there. So if I will print, there will be nothing. Why? Because I am not doing anything. I am just not checking anything. But if it is starting with 12, and maybe let me just make the logic change, because this statement, line number 26 is true. So line number 27 and line number 28 both will be printed out. So if I will just see this, you can see it is there. And how indentation is making change, I hope you people can able to understand. But not only this, let us say this is not a good code. If statement is not good, then I can use else. Okay, I can use else. And in the else, I can say print this is else statement. Anything, I can run, I can write down anything. So I'm just saying if statement is, if statement will not work, like it is maybe 112. Okay, and since line number 26 will be false again, so these two lines will not be get executed. Then line number 29 will be, if line number 26 is false, for sure, it will gonna execute line number 29. So now if I will run this program, you can see it will show me this is else statement. So that is how your if else statement can be executed. And there is something more which is named as else if. Okay, let me give you some example. Let us say you are going for some web page, and the web page is giving the status code, maybe let us say 404. It can be any. So I need to check if status code is equal to 200. Then I need to print congratulations, you are successfully able to cater the request. Okay, but if it is not there, I need to check what is the status code. Else if, what is the status code? Status code be any. So let us say there is 303, which is for the redirection. I can say print there is a redirection found. Okay, then I can check some more, like else if status code is equal to 404. I can say if it is the case, what happened? Why there is an error? The status code. Oh, it's elif. I'm sorry. So else if status code is 404, I can print server side issue and If none of them is matching, I can use else in the end, and I can say print unknown error found. Bit like that. I am just trying to create a program for you. And here also the status code I can take from maybe some user. So if I need to take something from the user, I can use another function named as input function. And here I can say enter the status code. And since this input function take everything into the string by default, so I need to convert it into the integer. Otherwise, my whole logic will fail. So I am making it as integer. Okay. I hope you people can able to understand. Now, when I execute this program, it will ask for the status code. Okay. This is not a good way. When asking, it should show me like this. Again, let me write down. So it is saying enter the status code. Let us say my status code is 200. If status code is 200 coming, you can see the if statement, elif, and else will be gonna check because it is the first line. It is bit like an ACL or a route map, where if first of the line is matching, next of the lines won't be gonna taken into the concentration. Okay, so you can see the first line is true. Line number 34 will be executed. Rest of the lines will not be executed by. What I can do, maybe after this if else logic, I can say print, and I can say thanks for the automation program. Great day. Okay. So this line will be always executed no matter what if or elif statement is there. So let me do it again. Enter the status code. This time, maybe I am putting 100, which is not matching any of the if or elif statement. Then since it is 100, my first line will come on the 33 because 33 is not matching. It will not get executed. It will come to the 35. It is not true. None of the statement will be executed. 37, it's not true. It will be also not executed. It will go to the 39. In 39, there is a 40 line, which is a known error found. It is showing you there. And then 41 will be always executed. Okay, because it is out of your if and else block. And you can see it is showing you, thanks for the automation program. Great day. So that is how like if you can use. Okay. Any questions, guys?
Uh, Hello, I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Okay, so can I ask in Hindi?
You can ask in Hindi, but I will give the answer in English. Reason being, I don't know if people are able to understand Hindi, everybody or no. Otherwise, the complete syllabus we can create in Hindi also. That's not an issue. You can
So,
ask, please.
first of all, this is if else if ये सब आता नहीं तो क्या ये कोर्स मैं कर सकता हूँ? मुझे तो कुछ भी नहीं आता पाइथन.
I know. See, what I am saying is I am starting it from the zero. Okay. Why I am giving you these all line of codes as a crash course? Because you people can able to understand that Python is not a very difficult to learn. I'm just trying to teach you today, but better than giving the theoretical way, I am thinking to start it with practical, just to show you how Python looks like. But yes, we will start it from the zero. I do understand the pain of the network engineer that we when choose the networking because we were not good in the coding, and that is the
Yeah,
reason we switch into the
correct.
networking, and now again the life is cycling back to the coding. So I do understand the pain of the network engineers, but don't worry about it. When I am saying I will be going to teach you from the scratch, believe me, we will be started from the scratch only. Today it's only the demo wise. I just wanted to show you everybody how it looks like. Okay.
So, as per your demo, I see your demo 2 months before on YouTube.
Hmm.
You use AI with Python.
For sure, I will be going to use that as well. But before using AI, like there is a saying, "Nakal ke liye bhi akal chahiye." So
Okay. So,
we need to build that foundation first. okay, to copy the code from the AI. Otherwise, AI can give you anything, and if you are bluntly just not checking
Copy
that
paste.
and
Yeah.
you are just executing it into your environment, it can make a big
Right.
noise,
Right.
right? So that is the reason. Okay.
Can you ask the remaining guys he is comfortable in Hindi, if it is
Uh, I
possible?
will
Otherwise,
I
no
will
problem.
suggest I will suggest let it be in English for today only. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe if you want in Hindi, we can go for the, if you are just enrolling for the classes, and if everyone is okay for the Hindi, then we can start the classes in Hindi. That's not an issue.
Okay. No problem.
Sure, sure. Thank you. Any other question from anybody else? No? Great.
Yes, yes, I have one thing.
Please go ahead.
Actually, मुझे मुझे ये डाउट है कि ऑटोमेशन इज अ मैंडेटरी फॉर नेटवर्क इंजीनियर बट वेयर वेयर वी यूज एक्चुअली समझ मुझे ये समझ में नहीं आ रहा कि अपन जो मैनुअली कॉन्फ़िगर करते रहते हैं तो ये ऑटोमेशन हमको कहाँ यूज होने वाला है तो मुझे वो समझ में नहीं आया क्योंकि जो डॉट्स है ना मैं कनेक्ट नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ कुछ बोल सकते हैं क्या ये डॉट कैसे कनेक्ट करते थ्रू द ये पाइथन नेटवर्क ऑटोमेशन के हिसाब से
Hmm. I will talk about the use case in a moment. Okay. First, maybe the topic what I am starting. Let me just complete it. Then I will be gonna talk about the use cases. Don't worry. I can
ओके
give you some of the use cases. Okay. I took your question. It's a good question. Thank you. Okay. Anybody else has any other question before we start up? No? Great. So similarly, as I am telling you this, okay, we can have something named as loops, which by using that, maybe you can able to understand how the iterations are good enough in the Python. Let me show you. Okay. Let us say if I need to create two loopback address. So I will go onto the command line. I will say interface loopback 10, whatever the IP address like 1.1.1, 255.255.255.255 with respect to the Cisco I am putting here, but it can be in any vendor. I'm just giving an example. So here IP address 1.1.2, like 255.255.255.255, blah, 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 like that. I can, create some of the commands. But what if I don't want to go with the manual way? I want that these commands should, my Python script should be the one who are producing this command by their own self. So what I can use? I can use loops. Like in Python, I have some loops like for loop. I can say for and in range. Range means it is a starting number from where it will start. Let us say if I need to create 100, I will go till one more because it is n minus 1, it will go till n minus 1. And I can print some statement just to show you like integer loopback, interface loopback, sorry, interface loopback and plus string and what I'm doing guys, the string is taken from 2 to 201. Let me just two line of code. Let me just run it to show you how it works. See, by running this two line of code, you can see it iterate using this code and create something like interface loopback 2, interface loopback 3, interface loopback 4, interface loopback 5. Similarly, if I need to make more thing, what I can do? I can do like this. Print IP address 1.1.1 and here it will be string n plus 255.255.255.255. I'm just trying to show you, like using the, you know, uh, 3 or 4 commands, the whole line of code will run. These four lines will run 100 loops, 100 loopbacks. Okay, let me run this, and you can see within some period of time, maybe in 1 minute, not only 1 minute, I will say, it hardly 10 seconds or something. You can see it created those same commands like interface loopback to IP address 1112, blah, 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 then 13, 14, 15, and goes on. Okay. How it is able to do that? Maybe there is a mistake in the IP address. It should be like this. Let me rerun. Okay, now it's good. So you can see it is just doing IP address. It is writing down for you, and it is creating these all commands using the 4 lines of code. So how it is doing? Because we need to aware how Python works, how we can iterate things. Okay, when we are able to do such kind of stuff by our own, and we are having the hold of data types, and we are aware how Python works, what are the data types, what are the functions, what are the loops, what are the if else statements, and bit like that, then using AI, what you were asking, Mulayam, okay, using AI, you can create any of the code in few seconds, and there is no limitation. Sky is the bar. Okay,
ओके
so
सर,
there.
लगता है हम लोग इससे डॉक्यूमेंटेशन का भी काम कर सकते हैं। फॉर एग्जांपल के लिए मुझे एक कल टास्क दिया गया था, उसमें बोला गया था कि आप सभी इंटरफेस पे जाओ, उस पे कौन सा मैक लर्न हो रहा है वो देखो, और आईपी क्या हो बन रही है आप टेबल में वो देखो, और उसको टेबल में बना के दो। और वो कोड स्विच था, उसमें स्टैक में था, कम से कम उसके अंदर 4-5 स्विच था। तो
Oh,
मुझे
great.
पूरा 4-5 घंटे लग गए उसमें। तो
Don't worry.
उस
I will create a demo for you today only, and where I will show you this. Don't worry.
ओके
Something related to this. Okay, today only. Don't worry.
ओके
But before that, let me just talk about one more one more function. That is something named as OS. So I can import some function named as OS. Okay. This is a function, by the way. And here I can change the directory, because my Python directory can be different. So I am just saying my Python directory, for maybe the row string I can provide. It is C user HP desktop Python 26. So let me just write down quickly. C and users HP desktop Python Jan 26. Okay, just to give the directory where I need to save the files. First I will show you how to save the file. Then I will show you how to save the file from the device. Don't worry. Okay, but first let me show you how to save the file. Now there is a function named as with open, and here if I need to create a file, like currently, if you see, this is my Python Gen 26, and there is nothing. There is only first file Python which we created before some time. Rest there is nothing. Okay, let me maybe refresh it. Control F5. There is nothing. Okay. Now what I'm doing, I am creating a file. File name 11 Gen Python demo, and the extension is maybe text file. Now as n, I need to save it with like that, and then can say n dot write, and when I need to write anything, I can write down over here like this line is coming from Python script. And when new line is need to introduce, I need to write down /n. Okay, and then I can say and write thanks for understanding the file writing concept. Okay, and maybe in the last I can say we will use the same function in our device later on today, and I can say thanks. Okay, and here also maybe let me introduce new line. Fine. When I will run this program, okay, I'm just running this program. What happened? Oh, no such file. Yeah, for sure. There is no file. So I need to say that I wanted to write it into the W format, which means if there is no file, create a one. Okay. Let me just create it one. Okay. There is nothing. So no error. It means if I will go back again over there and okay, no need to refresh. You can see at 12:20, one file is created. If I open this file, can you guys see? Whatever I have right now, it is showing over there. Okay. So there is something which we can, create using the Python, and we can run that something into the file. I hope you are able to understand how this works. Now, that is enough for the small understanding. Maybe let me just delete this whole stuff. Let me talk about the use case first, because you people are wanted to understand about the use case. So what could be the use case? I'm giving you a couple of the use case, but it is not limited to only those. Okay, there can be n number of use case for the Python. Let us say first use case. If you want to handle the configuration and wanted to do the change faster for the repetitive task, if there are some repetitive tasks, like one of you were saying that there was a task that I need to fetch out some of the configuration from the devices, which takes a lot of time. There can be a task that if you are doing migration, your company is migrating, or maybe capturing some another company, and
Right.
on the another company there are lot of switches, lot of routers, or lot of the devices are there. Now what you need to do, for sure, for your DNS configuration, for your SNMP configuration, for your maybe different standard configuration, message of the day or whatever, okay, SNMP or whatever, you need to do it on 100 or 1,000 of the devices. Now you need to do it manually, but that is like a repetitive task, very boring task. Why don't you automate it? You can automate that kind of stuff. Then if you wanted to reduce the human error, because when you are doing configuration, let us say there is a person one, okay, that person one is in the shift now, okay, he is doing something and he is very clever. He find out that there are two errors in this version. He created another version and handed over to the person two. Person two forget to hand over to the person three. Person three is again doing the same thing what there was in the two errors, right? So what is the use of the new version? There is no use. So using automation, you can have the control on the version control also. Then if you need to do some kind of auditing, because I don't know from which position you people are, but in when you grow in your position, probably it's not only the something you need to just configure or you need to install something. Yeah, so you need not to be executed only something, but you also need to verify that either your configuration are optimized enough, or maybe if you need to audit for maybe BGP neighbors, you need to audit it for either the ports are up or no for the devices, for thousands of the devices, neighbors are up or no. Okay, maybe you need to upgrade a lot of devices in the new versions, or there can be n number of use cases. It's not only related to the Cisco, any vendor we can talk about. Okay, such kind of auditing can be done by your Python. Then if you people are aware, there is a hype of a word named as API. Okay, have you heard about this term API? Application program
Yes.
interface, where one device is talking with another device. Okay, it can be any language. It can be JSON, it can be XML, it can be any language where they are talking with each other. But when one program is talking with another program, it is named as API. But when person is talking with a software or a application using the HTTP or HTTPS, whatever you say, this kind of API is named as REST API. So I will be gonna give you a lot of example on the REST API, not today because of limitation of the time, but yes, I will be gonna give you talk about this as well. So there are n number of things where you can utilize Python in your program. I hope you're able to understand. Any questions so far?
Yes. For this repeated task and upgradation perspective, check the device status. So we are using the Ansible. So why we need the Python
You are doing what?
for regular task and repeated task? We are using the Ansible. So why we need this
Ansible.
Python?
Ansible is also
Yes.
an automation, na? See,
Uh,
when I am talking about automation, to start
mm,
automation with, you will start with something which is Python. Why? Because you cannot jump on to, like, it's bit like hierarchy. When you are learning something, you need to go to the fifth class, you need to do for first class, second class, third class, bit like that, right? Even Ansible is also utilizing Python. Getting my point? So you can use
okay, okay.
you can go for Python, sorry, Ansible, you can go for maybe Jinja 2, you can go maybe for any of the libraries, okay, later on, whatever it helps you out. But to start with from somewhere, we are
Yes.
talking about Python. Getting my point?
Yeah, I got your point. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, in Python, in Ansible only we are write the Python program, Python
I
language.
mean to say that Ansible is also utilizing Python. Okay.
Okay.
In the background,
Okay.
there is a Python.
Okay, got your point. Yeah.
Sure. So let me give you a glimpse. Okay, let me just make you people go from here to the lab. To go to the lab, I need to talk about one thing, that whenever you are going into the lab, let us say this is my device. If I need to SSH this device, I need not to write down the complete program again. I need not to reinvent the wheel, okay, again and again. What I can do, I can use some kind of libraries. One of the libraries, there are a lot of libraries. One of the library name is Netmiko, okay, which I will be utilizing for SSHing to my device. So I will take the leverage this library, which is popular and versatile Python library designed for simplifying and automating the interaction with your network devices using the SSH protocol. Okay, it works on the top of Paramiko or some kind of Python SSH libraries to provide the layer of abstraction, but that is fine. Not only Cisco device, believe me, it works on iOS XE, iOS XR, Nexus OS, ASA, Juniper, Arista, HP, Aruba, Dell, F5, whatever you say. Okay, so we will be gonna use these library for our lab purpose. And first, let me show you my lab.
What about Palo Alto and FortiGate? It will be.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You can use Palo Alto also.
Uh,
Now on my lab, let me maybe bring up these two devices. Okay, only for today demo, these two devices are enough. This is a Cisco router. Maybe let me just make it up just to give you the examples how Python automation work. And let me see, IP is 1.52. Interface of terminal. Interface F50.0. And here it is 92.168.1.52.255.0. Not sure. Okay. And this is something like through the console, I am taking this connection. But if I need to utilize maybe putty, okay, let me open the putty on my screen and let me just try to take the access of this. The access should not be there, and the reason is SSH is not installed. Okay, so let me maybe IP domain name netminion.net. Okay, now crypto key generate RSA general keys modulus something for it. Domain host name automation do the what happened and is missing. Mhm. Let me generate that crypto key now. It is generating. Let me create a username, Cisco privilege 15 secret Cisco. So Cisco is the username and password. Line VTY04 password input SSH login local. Okay, and now let me go to the putty again and maybe restart this session. And yes, you can see Cisco. I am into the. Okay. Let me close this, because if you see this is my console. You can see this net ops target is this one. So this is the console. But if you see the IP, okay, it is means I am taking it as an SSH. So first of all, my connectivity should be fine. Okay, if connectivity is fine, that's good. Now I can do something with the Netmiko. So let me just go to the Netmiko Cisco device. And no. Let me go to the Netmiko directly. What language is this? That's fine. So what it is saying, to go to the Netmiko, okay? To go to the Netmiko, is there some, you can see what the Netmiko is and what it is all about. I can just utilize this. So I'm going to my program, just copying that. Then I can connect like this. Let me do like that. Then what? If I need to send a command, I can send a command like this. Okay. Anything else? I can send the command like this also. Which I am just commenting it out. I just wanted to show you something, guys. Now I need to connect with using the library, library Netmiko. First, you should have Netmiko onto your PC. So that is very easy. You using the pip, you can just create it. Then from the Netmiko, I will use connect handler. So I need to run this command that from Netmiko, I will import connect handler. Now Cisco router is a variable name which I am taking. Here I am saying the type is Cisco iOS. That's fine for my device also. Then here I can say IP. IP is 192.168.1. What is my IP? 1.52. So I will say my IP is 52. Fine. Username in my case is Cisco. Password I don't require because, or maybe I can just say password only. Port is also not required. Probably I can remove that. So I can say password is Cisco, username is Cisco. Okay, very simple. Cisco router I just used over here. Then I can say some variable which is like SSH in my case. Using connect handler, I am saying these are the values and do connect to the device. So till here, this command will take SSH console of my device. Okay. So using these three, some line of code, maybe not 3, but it will be 5-7 line of code. I will be logging onto my device. So my login of the device is successful done. Now I can take a variable like result. I can use any variable, by the way. And here I can send the command like show IP interface brief. This will do nothing. I need to print it. So I will use a print statement like print, and I can say print result. So it should give me the value of this command, which is show IP interface brief. So if I will go to my device and if I will run this, so this is what I should be able to see from my this line of codes. Let me run it. Can you guys see? This is bit equivalent to the output from my device. Is this okay for everybody? Able to understand how the line of codes are working?
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you. In SSH, in 10th line, SSH is equal to connect handler. What is a Cisco that router? I'm not able to understand that line.
This is a variable name. Left hand side,
Okay,
whatever
okay,
you see, this is the variable name. You can take any variable name. Okay. I
okay,
just copied
okay,
it
okay.
from the Netmico website, okay, which is the public website. I just try to
Mm,
copy it from there so that you people not reinventing the things again and again. This is something
okay,
like device properties I am defining. And by the way, this is a data type which is named as dictionary, where there is some kind of key and there is a value. It is a key, it is a value. It is a key, it is a value. So there is a
okay, okay.
you know data type which is dictionary. And here I am parsing that dictionary to the connect handler, which is to the Netmico. So by doing this,
Yep.
my Netmico is SSHing to the device. Getting my point?
Okay. It means you are accessing through the Netmico or you are just taking
No,
the
no, I am using putty to log in into the device. Similarly, I am using Netmico or Python to log in into my device.
okay, you are using the Netmico tool.
I am using Python and Netmico is library.
Netmico is a library. Okay.
Library. I am writing down over here. Netmico library.
Okay, okay, yeah, I got your point.
Library, you just try to understand that library is nothing. Library is a program written by somebody else. Okay, a big program written by somebody else, sorry, and that program is free to use by yourself. So my program is what? My program is only this. But in this program, am I writing some code to SSH into the device? No. For using that or for logging into the device, I am leveraging somebody else's program, which is Netmico. And that is what is library in the layman term. Is it okay? So somebody else
Okay.
program we are using for our purpose, that is library in the layman term. Okay. Any other questions from anybody else?
Through the Netmico, we can access the Palo Alto FortiGate instead of the Cisco IOS.
Anything you can use
Uh,
Palo Alto, F5, FortiGate, blah blah blah. You can leverage anywhere, and that is the
uh,
point of automation.
okay, that Netmico is a library to access the SSH.
If you yes, like putty.
Okay,
If you will ask me, may I use Palo Alto? May I open Palo Alto from the putty? I will say yes. Okay.
okay, okay.
Similarly, the script can be leveraged for the Palo Alto as well. No questions? Okay, great. Now let me just make it as Control K and C, where I am just maybe closing this stuff. It is bit like commented out, and I wanted to show you something. Like I can use some commands. By giving the commands, you need to use maybe a list, and these commands can be sent to the device using this function, which is send config set. Earlier the function was send command. Here it is send config set, where I can send some commands. Now let me give you some another command, maybe not router ospf. I want to create a loopback, like loopback 1000, and I can give the IP address of that. Manually I am writing down, don't worry. Later on I will show you through the script also. IP address, like it is 1000. So IP address can be maybe 17.17.17.17, 255, 255, 255, 255. Then I can give maybe some kind of description, like description. This is loopback 1000 created using Python script. Okay. So this is the command which I am writing down. It is a list, by the way. List is again some kind of, you can say a data type where we can have more than one, you can see there are different values in the list. So it can be into the single line, it can be into the different line, that's fine. Now let me maybe. Okay, fine. Now let me maybe SSH. I need to do this. Okay. Can you see? These configurations are done. Now I need to check either this configuration is done on my device or no. I will go to my device and maybe I will run that stuff again. Can you people see? So run interface loopback 1000. See, here you go. So using Python script, you are doing something on the device, and it is a single device, guys. In the today demo, I cannot do it on the
सर
multiple of the
कॉन्फ़िग
devices.
कैसे चला वहां पे, समझा नहीं मैं। एक
See,
कॉन्फ़िग टी तो लिखा नहीं आपने।
no, we need not to write, and the reason is by giving this device type Cisco iOS, it is aware that this is a Cisco iOS, and I need to write down config t, and I need to write down exit. So you need not to worry about that. Okay, that is a good observation. Thank you. I forget to mention it, but it is okay now. So that is the reason you need to specify the device type. If it is a Juniper, probably it will go to the config terminal, or if there is something else, it will do it by its own. So you need not to do that. It's an abstraction level, what Netmiko is using for you. Okay. Yeah. I created something using manual commands. Why not leverage the same logic what I showed you before some time for and in range 22101. I wanted to create 100 of the loopbacks. Now, in the 100 of loopbacks, I will say commands equal to interface loopback, and here instead of this I can say plus string n. Then maybe I can say here I can say like that 1 dot 1 dot 1 dot, and then like this plus string n, and then for sure plus like this. Just give me a minute, let me check. This is loopback. Script. And here I can send and I can print the result. And in the last I can say print. Maybe let me not print this whole stuff. Just give me a minute, guys. I am just trying to show you how progress. Congratulations. Loopbacks are created successfully. 100 loopbacks, I will say. 100 loopbacks are created successfully. And let it start from 1. Fair enough. Let me just try to run this command if it is executing or not. And meanwhile, let me just go there and check show IP interface brief. Can you see? 4, 5, 6. So in the background, it is getting created. Can you see, guys? See. It is getting. So it is increasing, huh? It is increasing. So our logic is working fine. So if I need to show you show run interface loopback 1, so yes, it is getting created, right? Show interface description, you can see this is Python script which is doing the its job in the background, right? So that is how when it will be get completed, it will just come out of it and will run this stuff like congratulations, 100 of the loopbacks are created successfully. And that is how we are using it. We are using something iteration using the for loop. I hope you people are able to understand what I am doing here. You can able to understand like how Python can, make our life easier in case if we learn it successfully. So how many totals are created? Only 47. Why so slow? I don't know. Maybe some issue with my loop.
Around
Okay, so guys, I hope you were able to understand. Now I am coming to your question, Mulayam. Okay, let us say if I need to do something on the device and I need to maybe, save that stuff onto the file. So I
yeah.
showed you how to write down the file using the Python script before some time. Now I am leveraging on the real-time scenario. Okay, I am using on my device. First, let me check if all the configuration is done. I hope it is done. What I am doing is I am finding out one program for you where I just running that if my interfaces are up, that should be stored somewhere. Okay. Which
Okay.
interfaces are down, maybe that should be stored somewhere or up, whatever. So what I will be doing, maybe let me just make this as control K C. And here I am SSHing into the device. Okay. So I am SSHing into the device. Now what I need to say, I need to send a command. So I will save that command into the output where I will SSH dot send command. And in the send command, I will send show IP interface brief. Okay. And here brief. And here I will use something which is use text FSM. That is true. True. Now you need to understand that text FSM is an open source Python, another library developed by Google, which take the unstructured text like show IP interface brief. If you will see, it is an unstructured text in Python, but it will translate and look like a specific data point what you wanted to understand, like IP address, maybe interface name, maybe status, bit like that. Okay, so I am using something named as text FSM. You, I will be going to talk about it later on. Don't worry. But yeah, using this, I am just creating the logic. Any questions so far? No? Okay. Now I wanted to check the length. Maybe let me check int length of output. And here I wanted to check what is the length of it. Length of the output. Fine. Now I need to print below are the interfaces which are up. And same logic we can do for the down also. So I am just saying which interfaces are up. I wanted to find it out. Print. Then I can say for n in range, start from the 0 till this int length. Okay. And here I can check if output n, and there is a something named as status in my, status in my output. And if this status is equal to up, it means it is up. If no, then it is down. And I can say print output and then I can say interface. Okay. Plus status is status I can say and I can say plus output and here I can find out the status folder. Okay, guys, if you are not able to understand it, it's perfectly fine. I do understand in the first class you will not be, but you just try to understand how it looks like. If I will print something, okay, and there is some error. What the error is? Interface. Oh, it should be interface. Let me just find it out. Can you see? It is giving me all the interface which are up. And there should be some space. Let me give the space and write it down again, which you can able to see, you know, in a good.
It make Excel file also for this?
That is why, that is how, what I am telling you. I can save it into the Excel, I can save it into the text file, any format. I can say, if this is not the case, else, okay, and I can just print like that. Let me see if it is printing the down also. If no, maybe I can down something. There is no down. Oh, it is doing there. Okay, you can see it's down. Else is the second name. Maybe, or what I can do, if I need to run that again, I can do like that. Although this is not a good way to write down. Okay, and let me say not equal to 1. Now this time it will be into the last. The down will be into the last. Let me check first. You can see it. Okay, that's true. Now, coming to your point, like either we can save it into the Excel or we can save it there or no. Let us say I want to save which is down. Okay, Control KC. I am just making that point into the commented, and now I wanted to save it. Now instead of like printing, what I can do, I can save it, and let me save it into the something named as to save. I need to save this. Okay, and what I can do, I can say with open the same value. Okay, and here I can say interface down is the file, and this file is txt. Again, I today only teach you txt, so I am just saving it into the txt, but later on I can talk about Excel also as file, and here as file, and here I can say file dot write, and I need to write down to save it. Okay, now if you go into the folder Jan 26, first of all I need to import OS, and I need to tell that it is where. So first of all, like import OS, and then I need to say change the directory, and the directory will be C users, then HP. I can see the path here, okay, on the top. HP, then desktop, then Python, Jan 26. Okay, fine. Let me now run this script. And let me see into the folder. Can you see there is a file now which is appearing? And if I will open this, it is showing me only one because on the device, just brief, exclude up. So you can see only one is there, which is not up. Let me go to the device, config terminal, interface range, maybe loop back from 50 to 99. Let me make it as short. And let me just see. Okay, I have enough now. Okay, let me just close this file. Now let me go back again. Where is my Python? Okay, and let me just maybe run this script again. Okay, this is run. Now I will go to the same file. What happened? Oh, not good. Maybe let me save another file.
Maybe delete this file. The Devnet.
No, it's all right. It's all right. Let me maybe save with file name 1. Okay. And let me go back again. I have not 1. Hey, what happened? There should be more on the device.
Okay, understand. I think
Oh, it's only giving loopback 99. It means there is an issue with my program, and the program is I am saving here. Okay, I got it. My program is only in the last. It is doing it. Just give me a minute. Where is to save? There is to save, and this to save is checked, and then it is coming in the last. If it is coming into the picture, so what should I do? Oh, it is doing like this. It is overwriting it. Give me a minute, guys. Let me check again with the append if I can able to do it, because it is overwriting down. Here you go. Can you see? Again, I need to iterate something more, but it is appending now. So what I can do, let me just delete first everything. Okay. Here I can add the timestamp also. I can do a lot of things. I can add the IP address also. Don't worry, I can do a lot of things. But first, maybe not here. Let me try to done it again. Okay. Now let me go to the interface down, and here you can see, okay, exactly the same. Whatever we want to look after. Any question? Anything? And again, we will be
No.
understand all of those things later on. But the question what you raised that okay, it took 2 hours for me while exporting such kind of stuff. But using Python, we can fetch out the device IP through the Excel. It will automatically log in. What command need to be run, that can also be stored in some file. It can copy the commands from the file. It can save the output into the Excel or into the text file or whatever, howsoever you want to play. So that's everything is possible in Python. Okay, if no questions, then we will be starting up a batch with Python automation. You have already watched out how Python can work out in my automation. Okay, and in few minutes from the blank screen, I interacted with the live router. This is exactly you will get mastered by us through the Netminion solution. We don't only teach you code, we will teach you complete real world projects. So if you will focus on the syllabus, you can able to see that there is Python for the networking, for the F5, for the security, and with the bonus, I will be giving you some insights about Ansible or Jinja 2, what you are asking for. Okay, and for sure, in the current job market, companies are looking for the engineer who are understanding these all tools together, right? So this will be the weekend batch for 1.5 hours to the 2 hours per day, or I will say you will take approximately 1.5 months to learn complete course. लैब के अंदर आप ये देख पा रहे हो देयर इज अ F5. तो F5 पे भी हम लॉगिन करके आपको दिखाएंगे थ्रू द रेस्ट एपीआई दिखाएंगे, क्योंकि आज मैंने आपको दिखाया नेटमिको इज समथिंग. लेकिन रेस्ट एपीआई से कैसे लॉगिन करना है दैट आई विल शो यू. आशीष.
Sir, no question.
Okay. Fine. If there is no question, maybe we are good to wind it up. Thank you for joining with us, and we'll meet you in the class.
Yeah,
Take care
sure. Thank
of
you.
yourself and your family. Bye. Great day.
Thank you. Bye. Take care.